Good evening. Tonight we're going to start with lesson 25 in our fraction unit. I can decompose and compose fractions greater than 1 to express them in various forms. So guys, we're going to be using what we call mixed numbers, and the mixed number is a whole number attached to a fraction. And this time, instead of creating them, we're going to turn them and convert them into improper fractions, or what we call fractions greater than 1. And how we're going to do that, and we're going to be using those good old number lines, the ones that you guys just love making. And if we look here, how we would create this number line is by first looking at the whole, and that would tell us how many wholes that we're going to have to put on our number line. But notice that this mixed number has a fraction attached to it. That's why it's a mixed number. So we can't just put 0, 1, 2, 3. We'd have to put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 because our mixed number is going after the 3. Okay, and our first problem tonight is 4 2/5, so that's our mixed number. It's a mixed number because it has a whole attached to a fraction. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. And draw a number line to model your work. So now we're taking this mixed number and we're going to put it now back into that improper fraction, a fraction greater than 1. So let's create our number line, and it's going to be a big one because we have to have 4 wholes on it, but it actually goes after the 4th whole because we have a fraction attached to it. So we're going to go past 4. So now, since we need to create this number line, we need to look at the denominator, and the denominator says that we need to cut this into fifths. So let's place our wholes first. So we have 0, we have 1, we have a 2, we have a 3, we have a 4, and we have a 5. Because we have to put the 5 here, because in our mixed fraction we have a fraction after the whole, so we're going to be around here somewhere when we place this on our number line. So now let's break it up into fifths. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that 1 will be 5 fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that 2 would be 5 fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and our last 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we don't need to really go past the 5 because it's 4 2/5. So we're going to be in between 4 and 5. So now let's go up each whole number. Since we know our whole is a 4, we're going to be landing over here somewhere. So let's go up each one by each whole. So let's do that. So we have 1 whole, which is what fraction? This is 5 fifths. We're going up another whole, which would now be 10 fifths, because 5 fifths plus 5 fifths is 10 fifths. And we're going up another whole, which would be 15 fifths. Going up another whole, which would be 20 fifths. And it's 2 fifths, so now we're just going up over here 4 1/5 and 4 2/5. So we are landing right over here. So this is our 4 2/5. So we need to add the extra 2 fifths to that 20 fifths. So what is our fraction greater than 1 going to be? It's going to be 4 2/5 is equivalent to 22 fifths. So if we actually counted this on the number line, we would end up at 22 fifths. So let's try it. 1 fifth, 2 fifths, 3 fifths, 4 fifths, 5 fifths, 6 fifths, 7 fifths, 8 fifths, 9 fifths, 10 fifths, 11 fifths, 12 fifths, 13 fifths, 14 fifths, 15 fifths, 16 fifths, 17 fifths, 18 fifths, 19 fifths, 20 fifths, 21 fifths, and 22 fifths. So there it is. That shows that they are equal and 4 2/5 is equal to 22/5. Next one, convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1 and draw a number line to model your work. So our mixed fraction is 5 3/8. So we're going to need to create a number line, and this number line has to have 5 holes. But we also need to show another hole, which would be 6 holes, because we have a fraction that's over the 5th hole. So 5 3/8 is going to be in between 5 and 6 holes. And we're going to cut up this number line into 8ths. All right, so let's get started with this number line. So here is our number line, and it's broken up into 8ths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this becomes 8/8. So each one of these sections is becoming 8ths, turning into 8ths, because that's what our denominator says. So now we locate over here is our 5 holes, which is right there. And we know that we're going to be in between 5 and 6 because that 3/8 is going to be right about here. But now we can place that there. We have to figure out what our fraction greater than 1 is going to be. So from 0 to 1 is going to be 8/8. 1 to 2 is going to be 16/8. 2 to 3 is going to be 24/8. The next one is going to be 32/8. Next one, 40/8. Okay, and now we actually have to go up 3/8. So this is 1/8, 2/8, and 3/8. So we are about right there. So this becomes 5 3/8, this part right there, which is really equal to, if we added on another 3/8 here, this would be 43/8. So 5 3/8 is equal to 43/8. All right, our next one is convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1, but this time we're not using our number lines. We're just going to create, just show our work, just making number sentences. So 3 3/4, let's break that apart, is equal to 3 plus 3/4. We're just kind of separating the whole from the fraction. And basically, what does 3 mean? Well, that means that we have 3 groups of 4/4 because our denominator is 4. So 3 groups of, that means multiplication. So 3 times 4/4. And we're keeping everything separated, plus 3/4. Right? So all we did was we first took care of this part and broke it up, saying that we have 3 groups of 4/4 because it's 3 of these holes, 4/4. And we're adding on this additional fraction that's attached to this whole number. So now we can actually solve this. We could say, what is 3 times 4? Well, 3 times 4 is 12, and we keep it over the fourths. And then we're adding on the original fraction that was attached to the whole, which was 3/4. And when we add 12/4 plus 3/4, we get 15/4. So 3 3/4 is equal to 15/4. All right, so the tricky part is right about here, I think, for you guys. Remember, the word of means multiplication, and we're taking, because we're dealing with fourths, we have 3 of these 4/4 because these represent wholes. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. So our mixed number is 5 2/3. So to show you another way that we can do this is like, how many holes do we have? Well, we have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 which would give us 5, right? And we're adding on that additional fraction. All right? So what do those ones represent? Well, they represent thirds because that's what the denominator is. So each one of these becomes 3/3. 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 3/3. We're breaking that down. 3/3 plus 3/3 and adding on the additional fraction. So now what we can do is we can take these 3/3 and group them together. How many do we have? Well, we have 5 groups of 3/3. So we have 5 of those 3/3, and then we have this attached fraction here that we're going to add on, 2/3. So now if we multiply 5 times 3, we get 15/3. We're adding on the additional fraction, which was 2/3. 15/3 plus 2/3 is 17/3. So 5 2/3 is equal to 17/3. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. So we have 6 1/4. So now I'm going to show you another way. First we started off with number lines, and then we went to just creating these different number sentences to figure it out with multiplication. Another way that we can do this is an old way that I learned, or your parents learned, is basically taking the 6 and the 4. 6 times 4 is 24. And then we say, then we add, because we're over 24/4, it's still 24/4, we're going to add on that additional 1/4, and it becomes 25/4. So this is a much quicker way of solving this. So we basically, what we did here is we multiplied these, and then we added it to the 1/4. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. 4 2/5. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the 4 and the 5, which would give us 20/5. And then we need to add on the 2/5. And when we get that, we get 22/5. So 4 2/5 is equal to 22/5. Yo, yo, yo! What's up, guys? You rock, just like this cool kitty cat rocks. I know you guys can do great, so do the best that you can be, just like how I'm on the best in my video game. Good luck! Alright, you heard our Fortnite friend. He says you guys rock, so try to rock and roll with these next examples. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. Draw a number line to model your work. 6 2/9. I want to see your number lines tomorrow, guys, so bring in your work tomorrow. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. 5 5/6. But this time, guys, I want you to show me this in number sentences, breaking that down. The word of meaning multiplication. So 5 groups of 6 6. I'd like to see your work tomorrow. Convert the mixed number to a fraction greater than 1. 5 1/5. Now this time, just do it the regular way, that the way I grew up, and what we call the standard algorithm way. The way I did it and the way your parents did it. Okay? Use the multiplication and then add on the extra fraction. All right, and I want to see your work tomorrow. Awesome work today, guys. You really did rock that out. Always listen to your teacher. And of course your parents too. All right. Awesome job. Who is awesome? Who is the most awesome person today? You are. Great job today, guys. Have a wonderful night.